All right, welcome to another video, y'all. Today we're going to get into the Church of Smyrna. So we're going to start in verse 8 of Revelation chapter 2. And it says, "And unto the angel of the church of Smyrna write, These things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but thou art rich." All right, so they are rich in spiritual things, okay? And though they don't have much, they do everything they're supposed to do. This is the only church that walk perfectly. "And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan." Modern day, you already know who that is. That's the Israelis, the Jewish people, kind of, sort of, but not really. 10. "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer." Let me add one more thing. They're not talking about the modern day Jewish people. They had the same type of people back then that were persecuting the church, that were walking with them supposedly, but did not hold to the things that Yeshua wanted them to hold to. So instead of becoming the people of Yah, they became the synagogue of Satan. Okay? I want to say a lot more about that, but I'm going to kind of hold off on it. But I want you guys to understand there are people who come from you who could learn from you, but then somehow they get perverted in their ways. But because they're like charismatic or whatever, they get people to follow them instead of following Yah. So we have to make sure that we are continuing to follow Yah and His commandments and Yeshua, and never forgetting or losing sight of who we're following and why we're following them. We don't ever follow people. I don't want you following me. I want you to listen, but then get in your word, get in your prayer room, get in, in Yah's presence, and give everything that you learn to Yah. Allow Yah to, chew, so that you chew on the word, okay? And think about it and allow it to change your life. But it's not because of me. I'm nothing, okay? So I want you guys to understand, always keep your eyes and your mind on Yah. He's the author and the finisher of our faith, okay? Let's see, verse 10, it says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So I want you guys to understand, okay? This was the beginning of the Dark Ages. Things were real bad. You had the Inquisitions going on. You had that was the Spanish Inquisitions from those that were, in that time. Then you had the European conquest. Not only were they hunting Hebrews who followed the law, they were also going after Muslims. They were trying to make everybody convert to Christianity. The thing about this faith that we following Yah, it is counter cultural. It goes against the grain of society. Society wants to push you in one direction. And this walk of faith kind of goes against it. So there's always going to be friction. There's always going to be fights. There's always going to be things that people around you that are locked into society, that are, gung-ho for the things of society, they will hate you or just dislike you, at least, because what you're doing is different from what they're doing. Okay, the government, if everybody starts growing a garden and everybody stops going to churches, these big old churches, they just become empty buildings. the grocery stores don't make money, we start sharing what we have and what we can grow and what we can do for ourselves. It messes up society. So they don't like that because society wants you to participate instead of, not participating. But he's saying, and these things happened during the Inquisitions and during that time, the Dark Ages, that they were throwing people into prison, killing people in the most horrendous ways. The Pope himself came up with implements of torture. That is not a godly person. That is of the devil. Seriously. So I want you guys to understand. It says, be faithful unto death. However that happens, whether it be peaceful in your bed or through torture, however that happens, be faithful unto death. And he says, and I will give thee a crown of life. Okay? So you get the reward only after you die. You don't get the reward while you're alive. You don't get the reward while you're here. You have to remain faithful and walking in everything that Yah called you to gain the reward. Okay? It says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. Okay? So, of course, the first death is when you die here naturally and you are now a spirit. The second death is when your spirit dies. Okay? And you're no more. Okay? But we have to remain faithful. And we have to remain gung-ho and zealous and just going full force for the things of Yah. We can never stop. We can never slow down. Okay? Once you get that engine going, you're supposed to keep it going non-stop. It should never stop. Okay? And that's all. See you on the next video. Have a great one.